Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to plant probably one of the biggest garden in the Zen garden. I'm going to get everything situated. Just want to show you right here. This is the massive big garden that we're going to plant today. You can see on this side, I'm going to turn you around. So I planted this one here and then that one back there. So now we're going to concentrate on this big, huge loop right here. My husband has helped me already put in the fruit trees that I wanted to put into the garden. So I realized since we're homesteading, I would love a Zen garden, but why not incorporate some fruit trees into here? And I actually incorporated some berries into the garden as well, just so they can produce as well as enjoying the beautiful flowers in the garden. So we've got apple trees. Along here we've got peach, we've got plum, I've got some pomegranate and apricots. So those are basically the main staple that can grow outdoor here in the garden without worrying about the frost. Now the pomegranate is a little bit frost tolerant, but it's not like extreme. It can't get like below negative something degrees. So this winter we got hit quite a bit, but it was only for a couple of days and it did quite a bit of damage. But all of these other fruit trees should be able to stay in the ground without having to worry about going into the greenhouse. So yeah, let's get started. I've already placed a couple of plants that I want down here, and I'll do a more thorough video once I have everything into the ground. I'm hoping that midsummer, fall time, everything will be amazingly beautiful. So we'll see how it goes. We just had a massive amount of rain last night and earlier this morning, so the ground is primed to be worked on. This here is the center garden that I will be working on, but this is where the multi-trunk tree is going to go, the multi-trunk panicle hydrangea. This is where it's going to go, but I'm going to need help digging that up because I don't want to stress it out any more than it already is. So the hubby's going to help me with the excavator to dig it out, and then we're going to plop it right here, and then I'll plant around it. So let's get started. Alright everybody, it got a little bit windy, so I had to cut it short, but I got a lot of stuff in. The GoPro kept falling over because the wind was blowing so bad. You can see some of the trees that we planted in wasn't as sturdy as I thought. That one, with the wind blowing, it's teetering back and forth. I got the roses in over here, and then of course one of them had a big pile of ant colony in it. And while I'm not deathly allergic to ants, I do blow up like a balloon. Honestly, it really makes me... my allergic reaction is that I blow up like a balloon. So wherever I get bitten, it usually gets to be like 3 times its normal size. So I had to take a slight break trying to get all that in. So the roses are in. I got the elephant ear in. The elephant ear, this is probably one of my favorite elephant ear. It's basically your traditional one. I haven't got any of the new hybrid ones, but this one I really love because it's really upright and it's very structured. There are a couple elephant ears out there that flops over a lot, and they're not as structured as this one. So this one I was able to propagate, and I have a couple more that I put it into the garden. But I really enjoy this one. It gives just a great structure with the elephant ear. It's very formal looking. Over here, let's see, I put in a couple of the camellia just so I can get spring interest. This over here is a burning bush. They're very easy to propagate, so I'm going to be doing a lot more of burning bush around the property, just like as an edge, a hedge. around the property. It would be really nice during the fall time. You probably saw me struggle with this standard panicle hydrangea. I believe this one is the vanilla strawberry or the strawberry sundae. I can never remember the name of it. But it was extremely heavy with the root system. I even knocked off quite a few of the dirt and the soil around it just to bring it over here. But this one is really pretty in its upright standard, and as you can see, the wind, hopefully the wind doesn't blow it over. I try to tap down the root system, but the wind is super strong today. So the taller plants are struggling a little bit. I put in another camellia over there, and let me see, a couple more of the butterfly bush, another hydrangea here. I can't remember what the name of them are. They're pennies. So those guys are pennies. I got them in bulbs at discount, I believe, at Walmart. Stuck it in the ground and it came back, so I am going to plant in the ground and see what they will do for me. I have no idea the variety they are or the color, so can't really do color scheme this year in the garden like I planned. Everything is just going in the garden, and then I will relocate them if I do or don't like the color scheme. Got this butterfly bush in the ground over here. It's teetering. And then over here, got the yarrow. Those are yarrow over here. They're doing pretty good. Yarrow is very easy to propagate, so I was able to actually propagate quite a bit. So you'll see a recurring themes of the plants that are easy propagatable. Those one I was able to grow, and you will see a whole bunch of them in my garden this year. Coneflower over here. They're small, but they're growing. This is saucer magnolia. Can't wait to see what it'll look like. It didn't flower for me this year. That frost that we had in January, February-ish time, I can't quite remember when it was, but it got down to like 0 degrees. It really shocked the new growth. You can see there's still some residual stuff, but it's pushing out quite nicely. So you can see here the wind is blowing it over. Got another hydrangea over there. And I tried to transplant the hardy hibiscus right here, but I think I chopped up quite a few of its root system when I was going around. So it is really struggling and fighting back just from when I plop it into the ground. So I might come in and just trim it back, get rid of all of this. I might lose the growth because the flowers are at the tip over here starting to form. You can see it's stressed it royally. And then over here I got more yarrow. Yarrow. And then let me see, I think this is salvia, and they are quite small. So salvia, this is the really like the I don't know, they can get to almost 3 feet. And then I think this is another salvia, but a different variety, and these guys only get to like a foot, 12 inches or so. So that guy I'll need to watch out for to see, because I planted along the edge of the flower bed, so we'll see how big it's gonna get. This over here is pineapple sage. As you can see in my previous video, pineapple sage is beautiful. It has these little dainty reddish flower at the tip of them, and pollinators love them, so it's gonna be beautiful once it starts to grow. Now I do have the edges around this big flower bed that I need to plant all along here, but I'm kind of running out of flowers, so running out of plants to put in the ground, and it's not within the budget to buy, just because I want to get this garden up and going with the plants that I do have that I propagate. If I had to go to the store and buy all of these plants that I have in the ground, I think my budget would be a little bit crazy. It would be an extension of something that I don't have. So the budget is very limited in the garden. The roses are really the only thing that I splurge on, just because I have a hard time propagating them. But I've had success with a couple of them, the Rio Samba especially, and then Miranda Lambert is very, very easy to propagate. You can see this poor apricot tree. It's just being whipped around in the wind. So super excited to see how everything turns out. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please join back and see the progression. Hopefully this summer it will look nice and beautiful as everything kind of gets settled in and then, you know, mature out and bloom. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.